same line, we've seen Christians, I don't want to cite examples, who have gone in that line also in favor, in search for money. And some could even say they have prayed and prayed, they have served the ministry, but nothing has come out. They resort to such dubious acts. What could be the problem behind? Are Christians praying wrong? Are Christians clinged on to certain things that maybe they have led to their downfall, or maybe they have restricted them from having a breakthrough? According to you, Pastor, a researcher, an expert in this field, what could be the problem that is hindering many Christians out there from getting prosperity?
Out there.
Yes.
Yeah, prosperity, that's a big story, but let me say that poverty is not a small thing. The Bible says that what shall it profit man to gain the whole world and lose their soul? Meaning that if you are to do anything that will last, you must begin with preserving your soul. We cannot call a person a Christian when they think that homosexuality is an option of making money. All are perverting and dishonoring their bodies, which are temples of God, is a way of prosperity. Now, poverty is more real than what meets the eye. That's why you see, even though the world is full of economists and social experts, poverty is still the most dangerous thing ravaging Africa and nations. Uganda alone, 45% of Uganda are below poverty levels. That means 45% of Ugandans cannot earn at least 3,000 Uganda shillings. That means by mass, poverty goes deeper than things we do. Poverty has got a mindset. The Bible says, as a person thinketh in his heart, in his soul, that person is. So now, Uganda is among the poor nations. Remember when the NRM regime came, our president used to talk about backwardness. And the hope was that in the time of his rule, this nation will move far front into the middle class economy. But you find that even with many programs, he has tried fighting poverty with handouts, with semi-projects like Mwenamugagawale. You find that poverty is deep-seated in a nation in Uganda because it's more than what meets the eye. It is in the psyche. It is in the mind. And in the mind, we are not talking about the conscious mind. We are talking about the subconscious, because in the mind of a person is almost 90% subconscious. The active thinking mind is about 10%. It doesn't matter how educated a person is in the conscious mind, doesn't matter how much training you expose them on, their base of life will depend on the subconscious. The things they have gone through, the pain they have gone through, the things they have learned, and they will always be that subconscious. They will act according to their subconscious. You give someone money to build a hospital, they will end up stealing it because in their minds they are insecure, they have got complexes, they are worried that they will be poor tomorrow, so they do not act for community, they act out of fear and ignorance and reset us always to poverty. So poverty as a reality, it is subconscious. It is in the subconscious. It is taught and it is handed over to generations. Not everyone driving a big car is rich. In the subconscious, these are very poor people. And you can be a minister, you can be an MP. You will never develop beyond your house because in your subconscious you are poor.
Pastor, allow our audience to understand, because I think we are going into science and is it mental? Subconscious mind in a lame language. If someone wanted to understand properly, what are some of the things that might make you feel that your mind is subconscious, or you're living in a subconscious mind?
Yeah, the subconscious of a man or a human being is the part of the brain which keeps information that you have done repetitively, that has happened to you through pain or trauma, that you have been taught to do. So in the upbringing of an African, especially Ugandan, they come from backgrounds where they were poor. And you hear people saying, we suffered. We went to school, we walked 8 kilometers. Yeah, you went through school, 8 kilometers, you graduated, first put on your pair of shoes when you are 16 years old, you become a minister of education, of energy, of what. You still have this subconscious deposit in you that may not allow you to express yourself as a person who is rich. That means you are not going to be developmental. You are going to be narcissist. You are going to be self-conscious, selfish. A person who has gone through poverty through their childhood needs the gospel to be redeemed from a subconscious or multi-dimensional poverty. Kubango wavu, he learned poverty from childhood, grew up in poverty, was taught to be a miser from childhood, and it shaped their mind of habit. So unconsciously they do what they do. You give a person money to build a university, he ends up stealing it and running away.
You're rich but poor in the making. Because of your subconsciousness, you might be having billions and billions of money, but yet you are poor. According to Bishop Miheal David Kyazze, an expert, a preacher, a pastor, a mental health coach, you heard what he said. So it's upon you and us, everyone in the country, as a nation, to change the hard disk from the negative volume to the positive volume.
True. You have struck it.